Hi guys, and welcome back to another video Game of the Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, I'll be giving you an overview and my first impressions of the board game Wild Duo, coming to you from Treecer Games. Now, Wild Duo is actually 5 games in one. So these are 5 games for 2 players in one board game. Each of these are kind of like little mini games, but the games deal with a different animal species or a specific behavior of that animal species and takes you kind of on a journey into these 5 worlds and how these animals behave and interact. All right, so let's go ahead and jump down to the table. I'm gonna give you a quick overview of each of the 5 games that come in this box, and then we'll be back here for my first impressions. All right, guys, the very first game we have at the table here is called Tusk Tactics. All right, and the whole premise of this game is talking about elephants and the ability to herd. You know, elephants want to travel in herds, and so what's going to happen is one player is going to be the yellow color, the other player is going to be the orange color, and this is simply a stacking type game. So, for example, let's say the yellow player is the first player. You will take one of your chips anywhere on the board and you will move it on top of another chip. So let's say I want to move it right here. Okay, now this stack becomes a stack of 2. Whenever the yellow player, he owns this stack now because he is the color that is on top. This stack must move 2 spaces. So it could go 1 and 2. And of course, now this stack would be 3. However, you can maybe start seeing the strategic aspect of the game because the orange player could simply just do that. And now the orange player controls this stack, okay? And so the whole premise of the game is you guys are gonna go back and forth, taking turns creating these different stacks. And the player that has created the most herds, which is considered a stack of 4 chips or more, will be the winner. If there happens to be a tie, the player that has the largest herd or stack will be the winner, okay? So this one is short and sweet, reminds me a lot of a little version of checkers, but this is Tusk Tactics. All right, guys, moving on to the next one. This is Baleen Bubbles, and this one reminds me a lot of if you've ever played a mobile gacha game, and you have to move these different blocks or rocks around. You'll kind of see what I'm saying and say, this is exactly that type of game. So again, one person is going to be the gray color, the other person is going to be the blue color. Your goal is to get your school of fish directly in the middle. Okay, and the way movement works here is your whales are going to move either horizontally or vertically in a straight line, and they have to move that entire area. So, for example, let's say the blue player is the first player. He wants to move this set. Obviously, he cannot move it horizontally, so he would have to move it vertically. So it would have to move all the way in a straight line until it would collide with something, and then stop there. So then, you know, this player might go, and then, you know, you might go here, and then you could go here, and blah, 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 and so forth. And so again, guys, the ultimate goal is to try and maybe get something where you have connections like this, and let's say this school of fish was here, right? This player can maneuver there, and now his school of fish is in the middle. This player could go here, and his school of fish is in the middle. So that is the second game that comes in the collection Baleen Bubbles. Again, this reminds me of a mini game in any typical mobile gacha game that you might be playing. All right, game number 3, we have Sealed Shores, okay? Sealed Shores is very similar to Baleen Bubbles when it comes to movement. Your sea lions, you will each control 8 different sea lions. The ultimate goal is to surround completely one of the other player's sea lions here. And so movement is going to work across these different lines. You are allowed to move any number of spaces along these lines, not just all the way until you get stopped. So, you know, I can move this guy here for 1, I can move him here for 2. Now I already kind of have a block going. And so you would maneuver these things back and forth, and you can see here, I have actually this sea lion already surrounded because it cannot move in either direction, and I would win the game. So that is Sea Lion Shores. Again, you can move it anywhere along these number of spaces along the lines that you have here. And you are trying to completely surround one of your opponent's sea lions there. So this is Sealed Shores. Moving on to game number 4, we have Monkey Monarchs. All right. So each player is going to control a pack of monkeys here. And so your primary objective is to get your alpha. So we have 2 alphas here in the spot that the other alpha is in. So you want to kind of maneuver and have your alpha in that spot to be declared the victor. Okay. The way movement works is each monkey that you see here is going to be allowed to move 1 space horizontally or vertically, however they would like. And the way you kind of eliminate some of these particular monkeys is there's 3 different ways. 2 of them, I got a clear, I can tell you very clearly. The third one I'm kind of iffy on, but we'll just go with the 2 main ways that you are going to eliminate monkeys is to have them basically surrounded or stuck in an area. So the way you do that is by having 2 monkeys of the same behavior type or same type. So these are bachelors. These are considered bachelors. These are mothers with their sons. And then, of course, this is your alpha. So a bachelor and a mother with a son will never work together. But let's say you had something like this. Any 2 monkeys of the same type, once a monkey is surrounded, that monkey is eliminated from the game. Okay, so whether that's 2 bachelors or 2... mothers with their sons, that would be eliminated as well. Okay, and the second main way is by using your alpha and any other monkey on the board. So again, alpha and any other monkey on the board, this monkey is surrounded and it would be defeated. Now, the third way you would defeat a monkey is, you can see here, I'll just read this to you guys. It said, group members of the same type can collaborate across clans to deceive their own clan. For example, if an opposing bachelor or the opposing alpha male gets trapped by an own female of an opposing female, the involved monkeys are defeated. However, opposing females never deceive other opposing females, just as opposing bachelors never deceive other opposing bachelors. Okay, so my kind of understanding of that is you could use one of their opposites to kind of actually help you. So like in this example, let's say that was there, I could do something like that and it would be eliminated, I believe. Again, that one I'm kind of iffy on, but this is essentially Monkey Monarchs, the 4th game that we have here. All right, the very last game we have is Mannequin Mates here. And so one person is going to be playing the blue side, the other person is going to be playing the white side. And the way this game is going to work, you are trying to get a row of 4 birds, okay, of your color in order to win the game. Of course, these can be in any direction that you would like. So you could have something like that. Okay, let me double check and make sure horizontally, vertically, or diagonally correct. All right. If at any point you were to have 5 of your color in a row, you would automatically lose the game. So how does this game work? The board actually starts empty. The purple player would be the first one to go. They can put a bird anywhere on the board, and they would do so. Now, on the white's player turn, he has the option to, let's say he already had placed a bird here in the middle. Okay, so we'll go back to the purple player's turn. He has the option now to either move his bird 1 space in any direction, or if his bird is on the purple areas, he can move that entire line on the purple areas, okay? Or just 1 space any direction, okay? Well, he could go that way diagonal, all right? Or he can add another bird out onto the board, okay? If a bird ever gets surrounded, so again, a bird, let's say something like this, were to occur, a bird has to get surrounded with bird movement. So once a bird is surrounded by bird movement, that player has the opportunity to flip that bird over to his particular color. Okay, and the game is simple as that. So you guys are taking turns placing these birds out or moving your birds. A purple bird, if they're on the purple spaces, they can move that entire line. The white birds, if they're on the white spaces, they can move that entire line. Okay, so that way, or if they're there that way, there that way, there that way. Okay, so that is the whole premise of Mannequin Mates. Again, you are trying to get a row of 4 birds in your color. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take it up top and hear my first impressions of the game. Okay, guys, well, look, I am very impressed with Wild Duo, the board game here. 5 mini games in one package. The box is super small, easy to kind of travel with. The games themselves, I really do enjoy a lot of these games. I would say my favorite game is obviously the Baleen Bubbles. I'd probably say Tusk Tactics would be my second favorite game. Mannequin Mates would be my third. The Sea Lions, my fourth. And the Monkeys would probably be my least favorite game here in this series. But I love the, for a lot of them, your Tusk Tactics, your Baleen Bubbles, the Mannequin Mates, the Sea Lion, the Monkeys, I haven't quite figured out yet. So I'm not too hot on them. I don't know. Once I might figure them out, will be pretty good. But look, a lot of these games, they're very simple. They're easy to teach. They move really quickly. I mean, 15 to 20 minutes, if that, per playthrough for each of these particular games. They're really, really fun. You play them one time, you teach them to somebody, it's like, okay, let's run it back. Let's run it back. I mean, they're super quick. Baleen Bubbles, I mean, that can play within 5 to 10 minutes. And you could just get 3 or 4 playthroughs of that in at a time. What I do really love about these games is they are so board game friendly, right? All of these games remind me of checkers and chess and dominoes and backgammon. Again, these are games that I can bring over to my parents' house and get these to the table, and they are going to have a fun time with these games, and they're not going to be intimidated. There's not a big table presence. They each play very differently. These are really, really fun games, easy games, simple games to get into. Kids, you know, I've thought about bringing this to the middle school that I teach at. For some of my middle schoolers to play, they could grasp these down and have a fun time with them. I just love kind of the overall accessibility here with Wild Duo and the different options that you have, because it does provide you with 5 different games that you have the choice to kind of see. I love the components as well. I love all the wooden discs. All the components are wooden, screen printed materials. That's really cool. What actually really drew me to Wild Duo was the price point. It was a very, very accessible price point. I believe it was 40 bucks, I think it was, or maybe it was 30. I can't remember, but it was in that $30 to $40 range. And I thought, wow, like for a board game to give you 5 games with the components, each of them have boards. Some of the boards are reversible, so you can play them in a different way and format. So that's really cool. Different ways to play the game as well. But look, I think this is definitely an overall enjoyable experience for me. I would definitely give this an 8 out of 10. I think this is a great package of games here that are quick, easy to get to the table, quick playtime. You're gonna have a lot of fun messing around with these different games, and especially if you're short on time. These are also great travel games. If you're traveling somewhere, take this box with you. You got 5 different games you can knock out. But all right, guys, well, look, that is Wild Duo. Those are my thoughts and opinions on it. If you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. Drop down in the comments below. Have you heard of Wild Duo? Have you played it yet? What are your thoughts and opinions on this one? And of course, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one.